Just we covered all the Shrotasas with a detailed explanation. After knowing the Shrotasas in a human body, we'll start understanding Prakruti. Prakruti is nothing but constitution. We can observe every individual, though they are healthy, may have a difference in physique because each person is different because depending on their digestive capacity or specific diseases wise or health aspect or their particular habits or qualities. These peculiar qualities specifically the individual is known as Prakruti or constitution. There may be single doshik like Vata Prakruti or Pitta Prakruti or Kapha Prakruti with the three doshas which are named and. Otherwise, there can be a dual Prakruti people like Vata Pitta Prakruti, Kapha Pitta Prakruti, Vata and Kapha Prakruti. Here, the percentage of doshas may be varying. We cannot exactly tell each one. Vata will be only 50% or Pitta is 50%. There may be 70% or 30%, difference wise. One more Prakruti is of Tridosha Prakruti, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Here also, Vata may be in 70%, Pitta 20, Kapha 10%, or Vata 50, Pitta 20, Kapha 30. In this combinations wise, we can see a human being in our earth. That is the reason treatment, whenever we adopt in Ayurveda, it differs from person to person. Or even to identify a person, we can see the changes. So beautifully we can understand when a person comes in, whether it's a Vata Prakriti or Pitta Prakriti, whatever and aspect we can see into. Example wise, how we can judge a person, how we can come to know whether he is a Kapha Prakriti or a Pitta Prakriti, Vata Prakriti. They have put a particular regimens to follow it or to identify. Character wise, if you check in body frame, in Kapha, if you see, he has a large frame, stout but not obese, thick skin, broad chest, bones not prominent wise. That's what I showed here. Kapha Prakriti with the green shirt, a man. Whereas if you come and check in Pitta Prakriti is a medium frame, moderate muscle development and view prominence, slender and delicate frame he has. Whereas in Vata Prakriti, if you check in, it's a thin frame, small frame, slender, thin, flat chest, prominent veins, taller and shorter than average. These are healthy built persons. In the body frame wise we can see. Even in the body weight also, as I told you, people mentioned in Kapha, he is obese, not fat, diseased obesity. He's totally a round figured person. Tendency for excess weight he will be there. Whereas if you check in Pitta, he's a moderate weight one. Whereas in Vata Prakriti, is a thin and slender person. When we check into the skin type, in Kapha Prakriti, it's a thick, oily. Kapha is a unctuousness, cold, pale. Whereas in Vata, we can see is a warm, Agni, fire is there, predominantly in him. Warm, moist, slight wrinkles, moles and acne can be seen in Pitta. Whereas in Vata Prakriti, his skin will be very dry and rough. It's thin and cracked, cool one it is. Whereas eyes, when we come into here, in Kapha Prakriti, we can see they have a very big eyes, large, and their eyes are wide. The time when you see a Kapha Prakriti eyes person. Wow, what a beautiful eyes we see into. It's a it will be a prominent structure one. It's a big, large, wide, prominent, and dense face. Whereas in a Pitta Prakriti, when we come into, his will be a medium size, sharp, penetrating. Sometimes we do see them exactly, X-rayed eyes. They'll be so sharp into it, as though they're going to scan you. That's a Pitta Prakriti of eyes. Whereas in Vata, it will be sunken because it's a dry, natured one, it's a rough one, thinner one, like quality wise, small, dry, and thin one. Exactly, we can see. This is what we say. Even in the hair, we can differentiate wise, Prakriti wise. Hair will be in Kapha Prakriti. As soon as you see, what a beautiful hair she has, long hair, dense hair, thick, dark, soft, and slightly wavy part it will be. Sometimes people do say, whatever the person is, I think it goes only to the hair, the growth of the hair. They'll be so beautiful in that manner. In Pitta, this will be thin, fine. They have a silky and oily. Again, when you come to Vata Prakriti, it's a dry, scanty, coarse, curly. If you then imagine a person like in the Kapha Prakriti, generalized if you make into, his body frame is large, stout, thick, skin, broad chest, bones not prominent. He is slightly, in weight wise, obese, tendency to get weight into faster. Skin type is a thicky, oil, cold, pale. Eyes will be big, large, wide, prominent, and dense wise. Hair also in the same manner. And as soon as you see a person, you can identify whether he's a Kapha Prakriti. If you see a person who is a medium frame one, moderate weight, soft, always warm in the nature voice, moist, medium size of eyes, penetrating ones, hair wise thin, silky, slightly oily, you can identify a person. Ah, he's a Pitta one. In Navata, he'll be very thin, slender, just not much prominent, flat one, dry hair, chorus aspects. We can make him as a Vata Prakriti. Rest of the characters, if you check into in a person, in Kapha Prakriti, he'll be usually fair, bright. Whereas Vata, because of the Pitta nature, he'll be coppery, reddish, slightly on a yellowish type also we can take into. And heat, if you touch him, we can feel that as he's running with having a fever or something like. In Vata Prakriti, he'll be usually on a brown side, color complexion wise. Disease tendency, because Kapha is Lakshana's qualities are more in him. Disease tendency, he will having a mucus and congestion, just congestion, what we can see common in them. In Pitta Prakriti, inflammation like heat, fever will be there. Ushnait, what we generally call heat. I'm a heat body. Anything, if I eat little spice, I get heated, we can say that. That type of disease we can see. In Vata, because of the dryness, the nerve system all gets into dry. So nerve diseases, pain. All the time he will be complaining most of the time in the disease-wise pain. Personality strength-wise, if you check in, Kapha Prakriti is very loyal, very understandable. He is calm, content, forgiving tolerance he has. In Pitta, these are leaders people. Because of this aggressive quality of him, he's a leader, sharp, good orator, and ambitious. His dreams are very big and he works to achieve them. In Vata, he's very creative, but he's good to understanding. Anything you tell, the minute he understands in such a brisk and faster way, sometimes you get confused. My God, what a memory he has, or what a understanding capacity this man he has. And he has very good imaginative conditions. In personality weaknesses wise, see anyone, anything we say there is a positive as well as weakness part also. Strengthening and weakness. In Kapha Prakriti, he is slightly greedy. Attachment is there with him. He cannot detach at all. Once known is a known for him. Possessive he is and self-centered. In Pitta, all the time he'll be anger like, but he'll get an anger and he's the first one to leave them also. He doesn't have a grudge part here. He is a little jealousy and irritable. If you don't listen to him, he gets irritated. Whereas in Vata Prakriti, he's nervous, fearful, anxious, lack of willpower. Because his thoughts, creativity, everything is there, but he is a faster in actions like. That's why. Physical trials wise, income is slow digestion. If he eats one chapati morning at 8 o'clock, it may take 5 hours or 6 hours to digest. That's why we have told him exactly he will be a person with a constipation called most of the time. Slow digestion he has, but he has a good stamina. He will have a sound sleep because kapha is nature. He has to have a sound sleep. Crave for bitter and pungent food he will have. In Pitta Prakriti, because of his very good appetite, he has a good digestion, strong appetite and metabolism. Body temperature runs slightly higher than average. So he requires more quantity of food frequently. Whereas in Vata Prakriti, they eat and they digest faster. Creates craving for sweet will be there, sour, salt will be there. Disturbed sleep you will have because it's a Vata Prakriti. Disturbed dryness is more there. Unctuousness part is not there seen. Cold hands and feet, circulation is also we can see him. Miscellaneous trials wise in Kava Prakriti is a relaxed person. You have to awaken him for everything. But once he starts his work, he will work. But he's a little slow. Sometimes we do feel he's a lazy person. Relaxed. He's a loving and faithful. If at all you want to have a good friendship in a longer duration, you do say so. In our Ayurvedic classics, it's Kapha Prakriti is the best one. Prone to depression they are. Anything they don't take faster into the head or a brain. But once it goes into their mind or brain, that retains there. So to remove that depression part, it takes longer work which has to be taken care. In Pitta, because he's a very focused, assertive, he's a competitive, passionate. He learns, he understands, and he is a medium quality consensus wise, what we can say. In Vata Prakriti, he is a very lively person. You would have seen him in the left corner. Suddenly you will be seeing him in the right side corner of the hall. You can compare him like a deer. He keeps moving from one end to one end, one part to the other part. But he's a fun man, funful, and he's a very joyful also, and enthusiasm. Sometimes we have to tell him, please wait. He's so active. He grabs the subjects very faster. Once he is out from the hall, he forgets. He cannot retain them for a longer duration because of anila quality. Air. It keeps moving. It is not stagnated. It has to be controlled sometimes we see. Otherwise they are very, very difficult to manage them because they are so fast, they are so learned, they learn everything. They are the first one to answer in the classes. Pitta or medium voice. Kapha is not that way. It takes time to answer, to do any work. But once he does, he is stable. He is 100% sure about it. So we can start assessing ourselves, what we are, how we are. It's an amazing subject. But what I feel is, don't go and tell someone, hey, you are Pakka Kapha Prakriti. You are one lazy man. No. It's not like that. As I told you, there is not a single dosha Prakriti person. It's a combination of Prakriti. In few qualities we can see they are majorly with the Kapha and some people are with the Pitta or Vata. predominantly. In person, all the doshas we can see, kapha, pitta, vata, prakriti. Differences we can see in the percentage what they have in them. Because if you go and tell, I know you are a pitta prakriti man, you are very anger person, and you are very jealousy. No one likes it. They get irritated. By being a pitta, he may hit you also. Or going to vata prakriti person and everything. I know. You are very anxious to know everything. You don't have any good memory. You forget it. It's not like that. It's God has created us in such a beautiful manner. Every human being is good in their own way. Few qualities according to doshas wise is there. So we have to, if I had to assess a person, what all the qualities of the person is there in his examination wise, his quality wise, we can make a list of it. According to that, we can say he is vata prakriti or pitta prakriti or kapha prakriti. Depending on that, food habits and everything changes in a person. Otherwise, we are in a wrong way. Depending on that, the food habits also changes, the quality of life changes, the medication if they come has to be changed. Don't be too fast assertive and get affected. Because anyone who reads this, we start labeling a person. Please don't do that. Otherwise, we land up in a lot of complications and no one likes us. Or you are untouchable person.